Hey everybody! Did you know that the world today is the most peaceful it has ever been in modern human history? Well, despite what those who profit from fear may want us to believe, it's true. We are indeed living in a time of peace. The world has in fact been getting more and more peaceful every day for quite some time. A comprehensive study by the Human Security Center at the University of British Columbia has found that the number of armed conflicts has declined by more than 40% since 1992. This same study also shows how, after 5 decades of inexorable increase, the number of genocides and violent conflicts dropped rapidly in the wake of the Cold War. As well, wars are not only less frequent today, they are also less deadly. We are truly fortunate to be part of this generation. Not only are we becoming more peaceful, we are also becoming more prosperous. Up until the 1800s, the vast majority of us lived in moderate to extreme poverty, and our average life expectancy was just 30 years. Now, just 200 years later, only 20% of us live in extreme poverty, and the average life expectancy in our world is 70 years. It's no coincidence that we have more peace and more prosperity, for the two walk hand in hand. In a future video, we'll talk more in detail about the strong links between poverty and war, but in short, as we eliminate poverty from our world, we will also be removing a root grievance that leads many people to take up arms. This means a world without extreme poverty is a world much closer to having a lasting peace. In this video, we're going to be exploring the phenomenon that has allowed us to see such vast improvements over the past 2 centuries. It's something I like to call the Snowball Effect, and it refers to how, just like a snowball rolling down a snowy hill, the movement towards a better world is gaining speed and size with every step. As we can see in this graphic, gains in any of the key factors leads to a better world, which in turn makes it easier for us to achieve gains across all the others. In the last video, we touched upon 2 of these key factors, hope and technology. Hope is a vital ingredient to making the world a better place, for without hope, we don't try. And if we don't try, we definitely do not attain. And to see some of the technology that holds the most potential for us, you can check out my What's Next for Us series of videos, or you can wait for new videos about technology which will be coming out in the near future. Some of the other key factors that lead to world improvement include having more peace, less war, having a more united world, having more people working to improve the world, having an improved education system, increasing our agricultural yields, and having an overall higher standard of living. So let's look at a real-world example of the snowball effect in action. This case involves a Kenyan farmer named John who tends to a half-acre plot to grow his crops. John's life changed when he was introduced to an ingenious device called the MoneyMakerPlus. The MoneyMakerPlus is a low-cost, manually powered water pump designed by a Nairobi-based nonprofit group called Kickstart. John's land used to be sparse and dry because he relied on a bucket to water his crops. But now, thanks to his affordable water pump, he can see a 7-fold increase in his crop yield. 45,000 others have bought a MoneyMakerPlus, and most of them, like John, have seen dramatic improvements to their farms. So in this example, we can see many of the factors of the snowball effect coming into play. The group who designed the pump, Kickstart, these are people working to improve the world. The MoneyMakerPlus, this is the fruits of some advanced engineering, which comes thanks to improved education. And the result is cheaper, better technology. This technology, in turn, improves agricultural yields, and thanks to the surplus crops, farmers like John can now afford a better education for their children. As well, they get to enjoy a improved quality of life. And for those people who've been given a way out of the trap of extreme poverty, we can see a real surge in hope and optimism. And the same holds true for the people who are working to make the world a better place. They get to see that their efforts really do work. And while the Moneymaker example may highlight how the snowball effect works, it certainly is not an isolated case. Everywhere around the world, every single one of us have been gaining access to better tools, new resources, and more information, And all of these things will give each of us the power to become more productive. We will get more and more out of our days, and we'll get more out of our labor. So to those of us who already live in a developed nation, this might not mean an overwhelming change, but to the 20% of the human race, the 1.4 billion people who still live in extreme poverty, the snowball effect will mean dramatic improvements to their quality of life. It will mean that they're no longer starving to death, and they're no longer getting sick from easily preventable diseases. So to them, this will be life-changing. And to everybody else, we will still get to live in a world that is consistently improving. And eventually, thanks to our cyclically improving world, we will reach the point to where we've eradicated extreme poverty, eliminated institutionalized war, and ushered in a new age of equality, peace, and prosperity. With each passing day, our world improves faster than the day before. A better world really is coming. Believe it. So stay tuned for more rational reasons to be optimistic and hopeful about the future. Thank you very much for watching, and stay positive.